Okay, hello to everyone watching at home, and a soon-to-be hello to you guys watching on the live stream. What up? It's Tuesday night. I'm on lichess.org. I'm about to play a tournament. It's been a hot minute since we played a bullet tournament, so had some time tonight. Let's jump in a 26-minute event. Lichess tournaments are exactly 26 minutes, and they have been for a while. So this one, we've got 18 players signed up so far, but there's 7.5 minutes till start, so I expect more people to join. I put out a tweet just advertising the stream. Looks like the chat is pretty active already. You can see I've got two chats going on, the lichess chat and then the YouTube chat as well. I'm going to close that YouTube chat because I know a lot of you guys watching on YouTube will actually play the tournament, so maybe we can just chat over here when the tournament starts. So for now, I'll keep this up. We've got a 7.5 minute countdown to the start of the event. If you're watching at home on the archive version and don't want to watch this, just skip forward a little bit to the start of the tournament. How's it going, Braffin? How's it going, Flublit? Anton, always good to see you. Chizad, Zach, Fred, Arab, Rubitz, Brian, Bissell. Little late night stream, guys. Hope you enjoy it. No back rank checkmates today. Not falling for any of those. It's bullet. I can handle myself in bullet. I feel like I'm less vulnerable to a back rank checkmate in a fast time control, because my opponent might miss it too. You never know. Thank you, Rubitz. I might need some luck by the way this tournament is shaping up. We've got 8 players over 2,200, including Atrophied and Tony Rowe, the mighty LMs, the lichess masters. Those guys are always tough. Some new faces, Benko Man, the Chess Prince. Where did I see the Chess Prince's name recently? Maybe it was one of Chess Network's videos. I think they were playing some variant. Was it 3-check maybe? I saw one of Chess Network's videos and he was playing 3-check, and the Chess Prince was one guy who's giving him trouble. And of course we've got Coach Amur sitting at number 3. Unicorns is separating us, Coach Amur, so you and I might not play in the first game. I know that is mind-blowing to you because we always play in the first game. But look at Unicorns and his 2554 rating. Been taking some chess steroids, man? How'd you get your rating that high? Just kidding. I know you're a good player, Unicorns. How's it going, Drove? Thanks, Brian. Hopefully I will have it, but we'll see. Does anyone ever call you John Bartholomew? No. That's a new one. I haven't heard that before, Minnesota Taco. How's it going, Koa? And nice KDS caught a fin stream. He's happy. And the juice from the other day. How's it going? Good to see you as well. It's almost 9:30 p.m. I'm just going to make this a half-hour stream. I'm not going to go any longer after the tournament. So, shortest stream for you guys. And this time, I promise I'll be keeping it right at about 45 minutes maximum, as I got somewhere to be. When are you adding a Slav repertoire to Chessable? I'm not creating a Slav repertoire at the moment. I have a bunch of Slav files on my computer, but not in Chessable form. Possibly someday. Baggy Pants Man says, Unicorn's injecting stockfish into his bloodstream. That's a scary thought. With all of the advances in technology, I wonder if someone could, at some point in the future, have a chip inserted into their brain with Stockfish or Komodo or whatever the hot new engine is. Maybe a table base, so they have solved every position with a certain number of pieces on board. That's a terrifying thought. I think we're a long ways off from that, though. And it's Roman's first time in the stream. Good to see you, Roman. Remy asks, what Starbucks did I have today? Just my usual iced coffee this morning. Little half and half, you know how it is. Hello, Tofek Official and Fred. So if you guys want to join in, just go on lichess, and it's the hourly bullet arena starting in 3 minutes. Feel free. You can have me on in the background while you play. Cool, glad to hear it, Ryan. Ryan has also made it to a stream. How's it going, Gwen, with the fire emojis? Ibrahim, I'm way ahead of you. I used to get iced Americanos all the time. That's why, probably my second favorite drink at Starbucks at the moment. I go back and forth between iced coffee and iced Americanos. Never with sugar, though. And you got to be careful when you're getting the iced coffee. They put sugar in it by default. So ask for no classic. If you ask for no classic, they won't put sugar in it. Thanks, Jacob. Glad you like the videos and glad they've helped you. Nice KDS. That question was asked on the previous stream. Yes, I have been to Canada in 2008. I was in Montreal. John, you should always do streams. They are fun. I'll try to do more. I'm kind of just thinking if I'm going to record a tournament, I might as well live stream it too. It's a little bit of extra work just to put the notice out and get the live stream up and running, but it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, I'll do these more often. Already have been doing them more often. Hey, Chris. Good to see you. Yes, Robert made an astute observation that Starbucks changed up their rewards program recently. I haven't looked into what it entails, but they have changed it up a little bit. We're less than a minute and a half from start. Again, I'm going to kill this chat on the right, the YouTube chat. You guys can obviously keep talking in the YouTube chat. I'm just not going to show it on screen because it's going to block the game if I keep it up. So 48 players now. I think we'll probably get at least 75 players. A lot of people join after the tournament starts. I won't be analyzing any games today, Dhruv, at least non-bullet games, that is. But sometime, you never know. And Tony is wearing his lichess hoodie. He's really prepared. Okay. Yeah, I do too, Misael, but there's no good way to do it. I mean, I could put the chat on the left, but then it would block this lichess chat. So there's no other convenient place to put it. Because the game is going to appear where the YouTube chat currently is. Thanks, Jonathan. I'll do my best. All right, I'm shutting down that. I got to make sure I get this right. Okay, there we go. Bye-bye YouTube chat for now. 10, 9. So like I said, if you guys want to chat, maybe over here is a good place to go. 5, countdown to tournament start. Good luck, everyone. 2, hope you enjoy it. 1, 0. Send me some good juju. Lots of fire emojis. You can't do a fire emoji in the YouTube chat, though, unfortunately. Okay, unicorns, let's see it. Let's have it. Been a little while since I played on lichess, so I got to get my bearings under me. It's just like riding a bike, right? You get it back soon. Doesn't matter how long you've been away from the game. I'm going to pop my queen out to a5. Probably go queenside. I'm not liking the look of castles short, so yeah, we're going to go queenside sooner or later. I'm just holding this bishop hostage for now, is the plan at least. So we're going to castle, maybe penetrate with the rook to h2 at some stage. There is a bit of a delay, just so you guys know, so unicorns can't hear my thought process in real time. At least I hope. So now my knight is looking to cause some mischief. So he's probably going to send his king over to assist. Let's see if we can poke and prod and maybe come up with something here. I'm going to go back with the knight. Reposition it to somewhere on the board. He's going all the way to g3 with his king, which is an interesting plan. Certainly can do that. I'm going to leave my rooks doubled, though. I don't see a way he can interfere with it, per se, so I think it's fine to do so. Now he's going to shift his rooks around and try to attack me, but I think if I get my one rook back here, my passed a-pawn should be annoying to him. This is very much like a French position, if that comparison can be made. Yeah, now maybe knight c4 next. He just resigned. White didn't have hardly any counterplay there. That's why I took with the c-pawn. I wanted my a-pawn to be passed. All right, Minnesota Taco, let's do this properly. You are my property, Minnesota Taco. Okay, so I'm berserking him. And let's try to get the bishop out to d3. Oh, I just mouse slipped that. Didn't mean to do that. Fortunately, he didn't take my bishop. Oh man, berserking feels so weird. Haven't done it for a while. It's been a couple weeks since I played a tournament. I'm telling you guys. Let's get the bishop here and then pump that h-pawn down the board. I want to attack g6. So that's the plan. You guys know I'm the man with the plan. I'm going to castle queenside, most likely. I could have taken g6 there. That would have been exceptionally strong for me. But now, how's he going to prevent mate on h7? That's a checkmate. All right, back to tournament. If you've never seen me play a lichess tournament before, first of all, what have you been doing with your lives? And second of all, it's 26 minutes, and whoever has the most points in the tournament after 26 minutes wins the whole thing. And if you berserk, if you hit this berserk button, which you guys can kind of see, it halves your time, but you get an extra point if you win. Here's the standings on the left. I'm not going to berserk this guy because playing with 30 seconds against a 2200 is generally a bad idea. So it's something I will keep in mind, though, if the circumstances of the tournament deem it necessary to berserk. I got to be careful that I'm not overextending my position. I think I might have to forfeit this e4 pawn, unfortunately. I didn't see a good way to hold everything there. Okay, so he's got an extra pawn on me. Let's try to at least cause some trouble in the center. I have the two bishops, but how much does the bishop pair matter here? Possibly not much. Ooh, okay, he gave me the pawn back. That was nice of him. Let's go here. We'll try to swap a little bit. Maybe play f5. This looks like a good move just to control e4. And let's get our queen up and into the action. I'm okay with the trade. My pieces are arrayed nicely here. I'm going to take that way. And then I'm going to reposition my bishop to this square, if I'm able, because I feel like that will be nice firing away against his rook, his other pieces. Okay, so let's double up. Nothing immediate that I have, but maybe some threats brewing down the e-file. Let's go here. So if he trades, I get an attack on g2. I already do have an attack on g2. Okay, let's take once and then reassess. This pawn's hanging. He's going to go for it. But he gets his queen kind of cut off from the action and taking that. Now rook a8 is a big threat, in fact. That's kind of nifty. Ooh, I feel like I should be able to land a blow here. Like rook here? Like how does he stop bishop takes g2? a8 is covered even. So now we're crashing through. Everything is converging on the g2 point. That's what can happen when you have a clear target. I want to play rook takes g2 next. But let's just be smart about this and go for a windmill. Now I have discovered attack possibilities everywhere. Yeah, he resigned. So we take that game. We have 9 points, but there's a lot of people in hot pursuit. Everyone with this flame next to their name is on fire, and they can double their points with wins. So Tyler Hoffner is the next opponent. He's playing a Nimzo Indian, very solid. I'm just berserking and trying to win as quickly as I can. Let's get this knight out and then the bishop to d3 thereafter. He's playing a good game so far. I'm going to take with a pawn. Okay, so I can grab this and then promptly retreat the bishop. He can't take with his knight because he would lose his queen. Okay, so let's look for these trades. Let's take here once. Let's castle. Now he can take f3 and mess up my pawns. I'm not sure I should allow that, now that I think about it, but I don't have enough time to consider my other options. He's going to take it. So I want to transfer my queen over to h4. I need my queen here to help deliver checkmate. So let's see if he allows me that. He seems a little hesitant, like he's not quite sure what to do. Oh, he dropped a piece. Sometimes you can pick up on opponents' weaknesses in a game. It just sort of starts to feel like they're letting it slip away. Of course, the same thing can happen to you if you're not careful. All right, so I'm still trying to get a piece over to the h-file if I can. Did I trap his queen? Almost. You can play knight d5 and attack my queen, but yeah, now he's going to lose. Gets mated. Okay, so quick wins help, especially when we're berserking. I have 14 points. Dark Horse 32. Ooh, this is another good berserk opportunity. Let's play e4. Generally, I do better with e4 when I'm berserking. So let's do this. Ooh, the Kalashnikov. Tony, you've been prepping my opponents? How do they know to play the Kalashnikov every game? Okay, let's go knight d5. I'm going to play c4 next move and try to break up his pawn structure. If he takes, I get to jump my other knight in. Okay, let's go here. He might play queen a5 check. I can play my bishop back to d2. He's going to do this, though. I think this should work out well. I'm threatening knight c7 now. Let's just develop. I'm hoping it's a little awkward for him to coordinate. I think it will be. Ooh, that's a big mistake, because now we win his queen. And I'm going to play bishop c4. Maybe queen g4 check is an idea. I pick up his bishop now. Going after f7 as well. Yeah, he just resigned. Okay, quick win. Graphics in the YouTube chat, you are not too late. Is everything good, audio, video-wise? Just trying to keep my eye on 2 different screens here and play bullet chess and talk to you guys. Unicorns again. Okay, let's play d4. He's a King's Indian player, but he's going to play the Dutch defense. Okay, well, let's oblige him and grab some central space. This is a weird Alekhines. A very weird version of an Alekhines defense with a pawn on f5 for black that looks pretty suspicious. Okay, well, let's develop. Continue on our merry way. I'm going to take here because I like the attack on g6 I get out of this. Let's take here. His dark squares are a mess now. Just like Trump told Ted Cruz, you're a mess. Okay, what's going on here? Bishop g7 maybe next, or c5 if he takes d4. I'm going to play c5. I like the look of this. Now we can go here. This is kind of nifty, although he has rook e6. Otherwise, I was winning this knight. I think I can take here now. Yeah, if he takes, I have bishop b5 check, winning his queen. Probably he should play rook d6. Oh, no, but then I take c5. So probably he should take here. But he's too far down in time now. And I'm ahead in material. I'm going to threaten mate next move, or maybe just swap some pieces off. Just too difficult for him to coordinate. He's going to give up something, but now we're on the bishop. Just hide our king. Maneuver our knight, get it up to f4 or d4. Yeah, all he can really do is offer more trades, but it doesn't help. Take that, he's pinned. Okay, I'm going to do this. It's not really necessary, but I'm just trying to play this in a simple way. And take with check. Okay, so we win that game, 23 points. Dark Horse 32 is in second with 16. The Chess Prince at 15. So we've opened up a little bit of a gap. Ah, they got the fire emojis in the Twitch, in the lichess chat. You guys are clever. The fire emojis prevail. PA lover to kid. Okay, I'm going to play g6, go for a modern this time around. Try to attack that center. Attack that b2 pawn as well. Okay, let's just play d6 and knight f6. I'm ceding him a bit of a space edge, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Maybe e5 next move. Wow. Okay, he's going to play his king up. I don't know about that. So now I feel like we can attack this bishop. I feel like that's a juicy target. And also my queen is, or knight is coming into d3 now. Let's play e5 and continue opening this thing up. Take that. I'm going to hold off on knight d3. I don't feel I have to play that quite yet. I may play it now, though, to cut off his queen's defense of that pawn. Okay, that's a good reply. I didn't see that one. Okay, so let's just play a useful move here. Let's take that with check. Take here, check. And then we're going to take here next move. I'm threatening to take on b2, which would be really nice. Queen takes and then take on c3. So this is occurring. What now? Okay, let's give a check again. Okay, now I have some sort of discovery against this king. I gotta watch my time a little bit, though. My time is the one thing that could mess me up. Okay, let's take here. What is going on? I don't believe you that that's that big of a threat. So I'm gonna let him take f7, because he can't check here or here, but I gotta watch my time, as I just described. I'm playing with fire, having allowed that, though. Some nastiness that's possible here. I'm not sure I should have done this, but I have checks I can give on, like, e2 now. Or c2, rather. We both have to be careful, in fact. Okay, let's check here. How's he going to escape this mating net? I think this is mate. Attack of the queen and the knights. All right, checkmate. That got dicey, though. I don't know that I had to go for that second piece, but I felt like I could survive, even though he had queen takes f7 check. My knights were doing a good job of protecting, especially that knight on h5. Benko man, not going to berserk. Let's play d4, d5, a little more solid. We've got the lead, so it's not our obligation to do anything drastic, although Dark Horse is catching up. Dark Horse seems to be underrated. Okay, so let's play this move. This is a move you can play in this setup. Benko man seems to know what's up in this line. He's playing a lot of the standard moves. Let's go after his dark square bishop, shall we? I'll take that. And now you usually want to kind of shift your play over to the queen side in this line, I found. So let's go here. Just kind of get some pieces out of the way. Knight c2 could maybe be a threat in the future. Let's go bishop d3. He can't take it. Okay, so like my last opponent, he's trying to use his king aggressively towards the center. Okay, let's do this. I like my knight on b4. I don't like the fact that I'm down a little bit of time, though. Now he's going to hide the king. He's just being very solid right now, not giving me much to work with. I'm moving the knight back in hopes of attacking the b3 pawn eventually. Let's look for a trade like this. Okay, we'll bring this back. Let's go here. I'm hoping to take over the file and then maybe attack something down this file. That wasn't doing anything. I don't know why I played that last move. There was absolutely no threat attached to it. Gotta watch that time, John. e5 coming up, I hope. Break up his position. Okay, let's try to attack d4. We gotta do that. He's happy to get all the pieces off. Yeah, his knight's coming around to e5. We're going to go g5 next and undermine. Uh-oh, now I lose a pawn. All right, we're going to go for this. So I still have faith in my position. Okay, I think we're doing good. Now we're definitely winning. Let's take that pawn. Okay. Ran him out of time. Yeah, my kingside pawns proved to be too much for him to handle there at the end, but that was very close. And Dark Horse has lost 2 games in a row. That helps. So he's down to 24 and he's not streaking. Nor is Benko man. I'm not going to berserk Dark Horse. I think that would be a foolish endeavor. So let's just play normal. Looks like we got another London on our hands. Yeah, let's do this system again. Queen usually goes back to c2, because if white trades, black gets the file, and black is a-okay with that. Note that if they take on f5, I can take on b2. That's the whole point of this system. This should lose a pawn, though, right? So I'm going to take b3 next move. I'm actually going to pre-move that. Okay, now let's just develop. Okay, we'll go here. I don't think I have to be that concerned about him taking that bishop. I think that's fine. And I guess his rook is coming to b1 now. Let's hide our queen. I didn't want him playing rook b1 and hitting my b7 pawn. That pawn was a tad vulnerable a moment ago. People have been keeping their king in the center against me lately in this tournament. Okay, this knight is probably not going to come back from the brink. Maybe I can go here and threaten knight takes a6. Yeah, this knight is just not going to survive. Let's take it. Up a piece. He's coming at me on the king side, but it's going to be too little too late. Let's give a check. Okay, we're going to go here. Look for a swap. Let's take with the knight, too, just to emphasize that we've got everything covered. Now he's probably got to play a little defense. We're just marching our pawn up to a2. And then this pawn is following all the way to b3. I'm just going to let him take the center pawns. I don't really care. These pawns are not nearly dangerous enough. Okay, and he resigned. Back to tournament. So 35 points. 9 minutes remaining. Anton's doing his level best to insert emojis into the lichess chat and doing a pretty good job of it. Hello to Tom Sawyer 2112. His username is a homage to Rush, aka the greatest rock band of all time. And a longtime viewer of the channel. So good to see you, Tom Sawyer. Okay, I'm just going to play my bishop out. I think he's got a decent position. He could take on c4 and give me an IQP, an isolated queen's pawn. And he chooses to do that. Now I'm going to try to chase his dark square bishop. So let's go here. And then look to play b4 on the next move. Oh, and he dropped his queen. Unfortunate placement. Had to go back to d8 there. That was a safe square. Or I guess he could have swung across to h5 if he wanted. Queen h5 would have worked. All right, lol 42. Let's play e4. Mix it up. We have a hyper-accelerated dragon on our hands. I'm going to play the Meraxi bind with c4. A good old bind. Yeah, and he takes. This is one of the principal ways black can play. Let's defend that c4 pawn. You want to overprotect. When in doubt, overprotect. I think when the bishop's on e6, it's a good idea to go for f4, so I'm going to play that way. I'm not going to trade with him, although I probably could have taken on f6 there, actually. Yeah, probably could have done that. But this should be okay, too. I like my position. He's kind of devoid of counterplay. I want to trap this bishop now. I want to go h3 and g4. That's the plan. He's lashing out. Okay, I'm not going to take that, because if I took, his bishop would have an avenue back. So by not taking, we keep this confined. We cut off its exits, and then we just attacked it with h3. And h5 compounded black's problems. Don't have to react to e4. I guess I could have taken that pawn too, but this is fine. Oh, that's a clever move. Let's play bishop f4. I just want to see what he does with his queen. Yeah, he's kind of using... Okay, I see what he's trying to do. And it's clever. I give him that. He was threatening queen h2 mate there. I don't know how to tame these center pawns. I guess this is one way. Maybe we're going to be okay. I think we got everything covered. He can give us a check on h4, but I don't see what it does. He doesn't have a check on d4 or anything to follow up, so long as that's the case... Yikes. Okay, I'm going to come over here now. He has knight f2. But it's too little too late. Yeah, he whipped up a lot of counterplay, though. That was nicely played. I was maybe shaky if the game had continued. d5 was a nice find. Okay, Jonah K, strong opponent, 25-41. Looks like he late joined. Let's play c4. King's Indian defense. Maybe I'll get to play my specialty line, the exchange variation. Oh, but there's no... Well, that's weird. Oh, never mind. Okay. This just came via a weird transposition I wasn't completely in sync with in my head. Yeah, so this is a line I like to play from time to time. I recommend it on chessable.com. If you're interested, go have a look at that. It's just a way for white to get the queens off and play for like a tiny edge in the endgame. It's really not that much, but it's enough to create some trouble with for a good endgame player. Playing the white side, you can see that black's pawn structure is a little bit worse compared to mine. Again, black is theoretically fine, but it's a practical weapon. I'm going to let him take e4 if he wants. I'm going to try to attack this pawn. Let's go knight d2. Okay, because now he's got issues on these squares. He's very passive. Let's play h3, maybe looking to play this next move. I want to win his pawn. Let's play b3. Let's go here. Nah. Let's take that. Let's bring this over. I'm just trying to maintain my edge in the position. Okay, let's do this. And I'm going to bring my king up to e3 next. This is the next step in this plan. And then win the e4 pawn. Drop our knight back. We're hitting h4 too, which is nice for us. I think I can take my time and go win that. Got to watch out for his trickery, though. And he's starting to play fast because he knows that that's his best way of getting in the game. Wow, my time is way down here. Let's try to run up the board. Okay, so we're promoting now. But I had no time left. Oh, I lost on time. I played way too slow at the end. Okay, that shakes things up because Jonah K now has 34 points. Ouch. Yeah, I completely wasn't looking at my time until I was under like 10 seconds. So dies the dream of the perfect tournament. Kotko is the next opponent. Okay, I'm still leading the tournament, but I got to do my best just to make sure that I don't completely bungle it here at the end. So let's get this win and then reassess. I'm still, yeah, nicely ahead of the field, but that doesn't mean we can take our foot off the gas. Okay, so I've got doubled pawns, but these are going to be liquidated soon. The D and the C pawns, like that. I think I have a good position. Let's go for a trade here if he wants it. Takes on F6. Okay, I'm happy to play this endgame. I do not mind it. I'm going to go A5, A4 next. Try to open the position that way. I control C1, which is very nice. I feel like this A2 pawn is going to be a handful for him to defend. Let's just shift our focus there immediately. If Rook A1, I was going to play Bishop C3 and attack the Rook. So here I'm on D4 and A2. So I think we're going to win a pawn. Okay, clever defense. Let's go here. Let's take that. Looks free now. We're way up on time, too. Let's go F5. Next I'm going to play Rook B2, get behind the knight and attack it. Let's take that. So this endgame is difficult to win, but importantly, we're the only ones who can win it, and he has no time. I'm going to play D4 now. Just look for a swap. Maybe I can cause some trouble with my D-pawn. He let it survive. We give a check here. Okay, and we win that game. So a minute 20 left. Ooh, 6 points behind Jonah K. If he, let me just click on his stats. So he's playing atrophied. He's probably, I bet he has to berserk and win, but even that wouldn't do it. Okay, so Chess Prince just going to play normal. It might be correct to berserk in this situation. You have nothing to lose, but I'm just going to play a normal game against the Chess Prince. Let's play Bishop G5. We're going to go for the semi-Slav. And see how he handles it. Queen A5 is a move that's often played there. Let's take here now. Try to transform this into like a QGD, a Queen's Gambit declined style position. Okay, we'll take that. Pretty normal setup for both sides. I'm going to go B4. Let's jump this knight in. I'm going to try to get this knight into C5, another outpost. Highly strategic bullet game right here. Okay, I think I can play F3. If he takes on C5, I'm really liking my position. Here I can take here. He can't use the G6 square, which is great. Let's try to open this up. I'm going to go F4. Maybe knight E4 is possible, but I guess I can do this. We'll take that. He could take A2 if he wants. He does. Probably he'll bring his bishop back to D5, but my knight on E5 is highly desirable. It's just a dominant piece. Let's do this and go after that rook on F8. Let's attack the queen. I don't want to run into bishop C4 was my fear there. Let's keep the queens on board. Because his queen is not liking the position, I think. I'm not playing this so well. I want to go E4. But he's doing a good job of stopping me. The only thing is his queen is way out of play. So if I can exploit that in a hurry, I stand a good chance here. He's playing a lot of good moves. Oh, now he can take on h4. Not a good idea by me. Messiness all around. I'm going for a check on the back rank. This guy's throwing everything at me. He's super fast. Oh, I somehow won on time. The chess prince just went into overdrive there. He made so many moves very quickly. Yeah, tough opponent. I think I won the tournament by 2 points over a hard-charging Jonah K. Yeah, Jonah K came in and won all their games. They just joined late. But they beat me in that 9th round game, or their 9th game. And that nearly sunk me. 2 points when my opponent was late joining. Yeah, I got two more extra, two games in compared to him. So that's why it worked out well. Gonna tell everyone GG's. Wow. Competitive tournament, 124 players. Pretty good for 9:30 p.m. on a weeknight. Here, let me add in. I'm going to add in the YouTube chat right quick. See if I can do this. But wow, that was a tough ending to that tournament. Good games to everyone. I think the final game I was certainly in trouble, even though it didn't count against the chess prince. But when he was throwing his bishop plus his rook plus his h-pawn at me, I had a serious moment of doubt whether I was going to survive. I think the only reason I won that game is because I threw in rook takes g2 at the very, very end. Otherwise, it was not looking good. Thank you, Misael. We got the sheep emojis going on. Someone last stream, the reason why people are posting the sheep emojis, in case you don't know, someone last stream said their girlfriend thinks that you sound sheepish when you talk on stream, John. That's the word they use, sheepish. So we got a barrage of sheep emojis after that. Thanks, the Kai. Drew, if you missed it, you can watch on the archived version. That's no problem. Don't worry about it. Glad you could catch this stream, Liam. We've got a little over 200 people watching. Pretty good turnout. Hello, Hanish Burger. Yeah, Jonah K is fast. Like that game, I think he played it smart. Let me see if I can pull it up. Okay, so here's the game. So he realized that he was just busted. Like he knew his position was just going downhill. Well, I actually blundered at some point, apparently, allowing bishop d3 check. But he started moving fast when he knew his position was bordering on lost, which is a very good thing to do in a bullet game. And I was trying to play precise and like guide the position home to a win. And he flagged me at the end. He also preserved his rook. He didn't trade it when I queened. Like that gained him some valuable time. He played this confusion move, bishop b7, instead of rook takes b8. And the engine says it's checkmate in 4, but of course I'm not going to find a checkmate in 4 with a second or two on my clock. Yeah, and he won. Yeah, I agree, Rubitz. If Jonah K joins another tournament sometime, that would be awesome. We have played a bunch in the past, I think. I remember him from previous tournaments. Justin says, John, I never played Bullet, but I played this tourney in hopes we would be paired, and I'd get a dirty flag win. In your dreams, Justin. In your dreams. Not even with the Ponziani, which I know is your favorite opening. Justin is a connoisseur of the Ponziani opening, in case you guys didn't know. John, how many GMs have you beat in standard tournament time controls? I have no idea. It's a good question. Maybe around 15 or so, 15 to 20, something like that. John, do you see a brighter future for your Timberwolves? Yeah, we're in a rebuilding year, as we are every year. But yes, I see a bright future with guys like Karl Anthony Towns leading the way, Andrew Wiggins. John, do you think Steph is actually better than LeBron? I think his stats are better than LeBron's for sure. And as far as a guy you want to build a team around, yeah, I think so. Has he done everything up until his career to match LeBron so far? I don't know. That's debatable. LeBron's been in the league longer. There was a guy named I'm a Dirty Cheetah in the tournament. I saw that. There's also a guy named I'm a Dirty Cheeto. I think they're legit players, though. Arab Assassin, that was a terrible joke. You should feel ashamed of yourself. John, do you think that we could see a woman at the 2018 candidates or 2020 candidates? Honestly, I don't think so. Just judging by... I mean, Ho Yifan is the only woman who has a chance to crack like the top 10 in the world or maybe get an invite. And I think she's got to raise her level still. She's not 2,700 yet. She's getting there, though. She's very, very good. And aside from Ho Yifan, there's no one else, no other woman I see who could do that at present. I think it's definitely possible. No reason that women can't play with men in top level chess, but it just hasn't happened much. John, what is your best guess for your ELO rating 10 years from now? That's a really good question. I'll probably be in the 2,400 range, whether I'm active or not. I'm going to say 2,400 to 2,500. Thanks, C Hunter. Glad you like those videos. John, are you commenting on the Wesley So incident on lichess or just sites combat against cheaters in general? I saw that talked about on Reddit the other day. I haven't been following it much. For those of you who don't know what happened, Wesley So was playing on lichess, and I guess he got frustrated because he ran into a couple cheaters, and he posted on the lichess forum saying he was quitting the site, and a lot of people were criticizing him for it. One thing I will say is these top level guys are so competitive. Wesley's a really nice guy. I know him in person, and he's just a great guy. But I could see how players who are at the elite in their activity get that competitive and maybe get bent out of shape over something that they really shouldn't, like an online cheater. I think you got to have that drive, that mentality to want to be the best. And, when someone messes with your attempt to be the best, they take that very personally. John, who are you rooting for in the World Championship match? Who do you personally want to win? I'm rooting for Magnus. I'm not a huge Karyakin fan. I just want a good match, though, overall, as opposed to rooting for any particular player. Well, I think Wesley was just frustrated about lichess in particular over those couple incidents. Maybe he believes that there are less cheaters on ICC or other sites. I actually don't get the impression that Wesley plays a ton online. I know he's in the best list sometimes on ICC, but I don't see him like staying up late and logging tons and tons of hours online. So maybe he was just not in the right frame of mind then when he took those losses on lichess. Congrats, Fred. I haven't seen your YouTube message yet, but I'll go check it out. Well done in your OTB tournament. Cool, I'll keep that in mind, Toby. John, important question. Do you think OJ was innocent or guilty? Guilty, but the prosecution also bungled that case. uh, to an epic degree. If you're interested in that stuff and you haven't seen it already, go check out Making a Murderer. It's on Netflix about the Stephen Avery case. Fascinating stuff. Hey John, I love your videos. What do you think about Jan Nepomniachtchi? I don't have a strong opinion about him one way or the other. Great player. Great player. Russian guy. Some of these Russian players I feel do not get the credit they deserve. There's a ton of strong Russian players, and because they're from Russia, it's just kind of accepted that they're good, and we don't recognize when a 2700 player comes out of Russia versus when they come out of, like, I don't know, some other place like the Netherlands, let's say, or the US even. So I know those Russian players, they should be getting more invitations to top tournaments. It's hard for them to distinguish themselves. This goes back to Soviet times too. Take guys like Leonid Stein, for instance, when he was at his peak. If that guy was in any other country than the Soviet Union, he probably would have qualified for the final stages of the World Championship. But because he was a USSR guy, he was always up against the best of the best from his own generation. John, can you get lichess to add option to play tournaments on the mobile app? Well, I don't work for lichess, and I don't think if I said, hey, get a lichess mobile app or tournaments on the mobile app, that they would listen to me more so than anyone else. JB, who is your favorite NFL quarterback and why is it Tom Brady? I gotta be honest, I don't follow football that much. I just follow it very casually. In my team, the Vikings are perennially terrible, so they're always disappointing. Case in point, this past season. So I just don't really follow the NFL that much. Kazi asks, favorite place to eat around the Twin Cities? As far as the Twin Cities in general, it's a good question. There's a place that's really good for brunch in the Twin Cities called the Lowry. Excellent. Here in the suburbs where I live, there's a really good sushi place that I like in particular. But mostly I don't eat at like high-end places. I eat like healthier fast food, if that makes sense. Like I eat Chipotle and Noodles and Company and stuff like that if I'm going out to eat. It's not completely healthy, but it's better than like McDonald's and Burger King. Do you have a single most important bit for a 1000 level player looking to improve? Play longer games, play standard games, play 15-minute games per side or more, and analyze those games afterwards, making a point to draw some conclusions on your own before you use the engine, before you add the engine in to check your work and conclusions. John, do you have any thoughts on online chess sites having a player reputation system? I don't know what that would entail. You mean a system where you could flag how like honorable or sporting someone is? Because I don't think you mean by ability level, right? Like that's why we have ratings. Noodles and Company is really good. I like their Bangkok curry. That's what I usually get there. The thing you got to be careful about with Noodles and Company, especially Chipotle is especially bad about this, is the sodium content. This is overlooked in fast food. A lot of people just look at the macros in the fast food. They see like, okay, how much fat is there? How many carbs are there? How many calories overall is? But watch the sodium, guys. If you go out and look at your fast food, like Chipotle, you'd be hard-pressed to get a bowl at Chipotle, let alone a burrito, even worse, under like 2,000 milligrams of sodium. It's just terrible for you if you eat that stuff a lot. And the only reason I know that is because I used to love Chipotle so much, and I still go there maybe every, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, something like that. And I just one day was looking online and doing some nutrition calculator stuff, and you can make like a pretty healthy Chipotle bowl. You can get like chicken, beans, brown rice, lettuce, skip the cheese and stuff like that. But the sodium is what really puts it out of the park. Very bad for your blood pressure and stuff like that. John, will you accept my friend request on Facebook? Honestly, James, probably not. That's not a knock against you, but I mostly only accept people I've met in real life or I have a pretty strong connection with. I do get random people adding me sometimes. I hope you will not be offended. I do not have an Instagram, no. Cause you've never heard of Noodles and Company? You're Canadian, so I guess we'll give you a pass. By reputation, I mean player sportsmanship. Rude players in chat, disconnecting, playing out drawn positions. Okay, so sportsmanship. Yeah, that's interesting. You could create a meter next to their name, and you could, give reputation or take away reputation if someone bothers you. You'd have to have a system in place so that people who take a bad loss are not just going to flag someone because they lost the game and they're upset about that. John, you mentioned going for a run. Do you ever race marathons on the schedule? Nope, I don't race or anything. In fact, I don't run that much because I have kind of bad knees. So lately I've been doing a lot of stationary bike and stuff like that for cardio. Unbelievable, you guys have not heard of Noodles and Company. This cup is from Noodles and Company. I was there. Maybe that's why I'm talking about it, but I was there for dinner. Yeah. It's really good. Get the Bangkok curry with chicken. Grilled chicken, it's amazing. The other good thing about Noodles and Company, they constantly give away vouchers for appetizers. All you have to do is fill out a survey that takes 2 minutes online. And they give it to you with your receipt for the meal. And then you just come back in the next time, you get a free appetizer. I love that stuff. I love when companies give incentives for you to come back. John, you often say you don't have a Minnesota accent, but you sound like you're from the Fargo TV show. I do not. Stop lying. The characters in Fargo have very heavy Minnesota accents. Ask any of the Minnesotans in here. Opinions on T-Mock. T-Mock is the mascot for the school I went to, the university I went to, University of Texas at Dallas. And T-Mock is comet spelled backwards. So our school mascot is this flaming comet named T-Mock. And yeah, we have this thing, the school rallying cry, if you will, is UTD whoosh is what you do. Which is I don't know what that's about. I guess the comet whooshing by. So you go UTD whoosh. Can't believe someone even knows who T-Mock is. Yes, you've got it, Kazi. That's right. You have your coffee. Get your Bangkok curry. Atrophied says, if you ever want free Crazy House lessons, let me know. Thank you, Atrophied. I may take you up on that at some point. Riding on Lightning says, do you think PED use in chess is serious enough to warrant drug testing? I don't think so, at least not right now. And you're not going to take away caffeine from chess players. That's just not going to happen. John, if you could make your own NBA All-Star team, who would be your starters? It's a real good question. I'm not going to go into that one because it could take a while. And I'm so type A, I'd want to tell you exactly the 5 players, not the 5 that just come to mind immediately. So I'm going to defer that question till a longer stream because I got to leave in a minute. Hey John, I'm right now 1932 rated, but I can't seem to break 2000. Any tips? It becomes tough to give general advice when you get closer to 2000 or master. So sorry, Banana. I really couldn't tell you without knowing your style and your games in particular. Probably you got to do more work on your opening and the associated middle games. That's the usual thing I've found at your level. John, what are you more excited about? US Chess Championships or Norway Chess? US Championship, I think. I like following that event every year. Yes, thank you, David Vasquez. He said John has no Fargo accent. How would you get chess to be more mainstream, says Isaac. That's tough because I don't think chess really is going to go mainstream. I would love if it did. I think you could try to like edit tournaments, like edit down big tournaments, chop them up, kind of like they do with like the World Series of Poker on ESPN, and just put in the highlights and make the computer evaluation of the position very visible on the screen, so your layperson viewer, even if they know nothing about chess, can tell what's going on. I think if you hit the highlights and you emphasize the stories behind the players, like this guy entered the tournament with his last like $200 and he's hoping to win first place in the under 1800 section. I think if you did that, plus you give someone a very clear metric to understand the games, it's possible to market it like on TV. But I don't think chess is ever going to explode, unfortunately. Sorry, Michael, your question's about to roll off screen. Says he spends 6 hours a day studying. I aspire to reach a 2000 rated player within 4 months. I would say, got to play those tournaments, man. Your tournament games are going to be the most important thing. Hammer those tournament games. That's a lot of studying. Perhaps not enough playing. I don't know. I didn't quite see the entirety of your question. If you're studying 6 hours a day, that's a lot. You definitely got the study angle down, but are you playing enough? Are you getting enough hands-on experience? John, have you seen that video showing a visual representation of the top chess players throughout history over time? Yes, that's a good video. You guys should check that out. If someone wants to tell people what to search for that, if you just search like chess ratings over time on YouTube, you might find it. It's a cool video. No, the earth is not flat. You can debunk that on your own, actually. You don't need to take a scientist's word for it. You can perform an experiment on your own. There's plenty of them. John, what do you call your fans? Finn Nation, Finn Army, Finns? You guys know the answer to that. Team Scandy, of course. Team Scandy. And with that, I got to run, guys. I'm meeting up with my buddy. Once again, this didn't turn out to be a 45-minute stream or a half-hour stream like I promised, but I'm always happy to take your guys' questions. So thank you guys for tuning in. And I hope everyone enjoys their night. If you have any questions about anything, let me know in the comments. Going to be doing more streams. And let me know if you like this lichess stream. I know it was a little bit weird with the dual chats going on, but I think it worked out okay. Anyways, thank you guys all again for watching, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye.